Hey house guests, welcome to today's bbcan 9 updates and spoilers. Our house guests of the day are Paul K and Lori Salem Guevara. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, like these two cuties, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, so when we left off yesterday, LaToya was searching the ball pit and the whole house for some sort of secret power, because Jed did not use the power of veto, which means that Kiefer and LaToya are still up on the block. Two sunsetters. So she did end up finding a purple ball, and it was, I don't think there's many purple balls in there, if there are any others. And there seemed to be a handful of balls in different colors that are slightly larger than most of the others and have more of a matte finish to them. And I don't know if, like, the camera people are just playing tricks on us or what, but there have been a few times where the cameras have zoomed in on these larger matte finish balls. So I don't know if there's anything to that. I don't know if that's part of some sort of an upcoming twist or what, but there's gotta be something in that room, right? Because the have-nots don't even sleep in there. So, like, it's gotta be some sort of a twist room, right? So, at one point in the afternoon yesterday, some sound effects were playing over the intercom, but I guess it was nothing. I'm pretty sure later in the afternoon, the diary room told Ty to, like, let everybody know that it wasn't anything. So I don't know if somebody was, like, eating their lunch and they were like, bleh, on one of those sound buttons or what. But anyway, yeah. So Victoria still wants LaToya out, and the votes are there right now. If they voted right now, it looks like LaToya would be going. And Tina and Tara are leaning towards voting with the oddballs. Definitely Tara. Tina is, you know, she's got a little bit more at stake here because she's truly working with both sides. Tara is not as connected to the Sunsetters. So if Tina does decide to vote with the oddballs, it's looking like the vote could be 6-3 for LaToya to go. And of course the 3 would be Ty, Jed, and Beth. So there was some fun stuff going on yesterday. I mentioned at the end of yesterday's spoiler that the house guests were doing some of the guys' makeup. They decided they were going to put on this, like, fashion show competition, Big Brother drag race thing to blow off some steam. And I gotta say, it was a lot of fun to watch because you could tell they were all having a lot of fun putting it together. And they were all really good sports about it. I think it would be even funnier if they had let the guys get themselves ready to see, like, what they would have come up with. But anyway, there were 4 participants here, and they each had their own makeup artist. So Austin was working on Rohan, Brayden was with Ty, LaToya was doing Jed's makeup, and Beth was doing a lot to Kyle's face. What did Beth do? Everybody else did, like, some nice makeup. Beth gave Kyle, like, the craziest caveman eyebrows. I don't even know what it was, but it was a lot. I don't know if it's just because she doesn't like him. She was trying to make him look like crap. I don't know. But anyway, Victoria was hosting this whole thing, and the judges were Tina, Tara, and Kiefer. And Tina was, like, dying laughing during this whole thing. Like, she could not handle it. So all the guys came down the stairs one at a time. We had Taisha, Kylie, Jediah. I couldn't remember how to spell that right, but Jediah and Rosalia. So once they were all down there, the judges asked each of them a question. So they had everybody answer, like, describe your perfect date, tell us your favorite cocktail, and what's your favorite part of your new look. So I'm not going to go through, like, all the answers and everything, but there were some real funny moments in there. And then after the questions, they chose a winner, and it was Rosalia, aka Ro. Now Prance. And they also picked a miscongeniality, and that was Kyle. They all made it really fun, but I have to say that Kylie, like the heavy smoker, she was killing me with her answers, with, like, licking ashtrays and stuff like that. So it was really, the whole thing was a lot of fun. A lot of times, like, this kind of stuff can be annoying and you're just like, ugh, we really gotta sit here and watch this. We gotta sit here and watch charades again. But this was very funny. Okay, so later, Tina and Tara had a little game chat as they were walking the yard. And they're still planning on keeping Kiefer this week and working with him moving forward. They want to stay in the middle next week, if possible. And to make that happen, Tara is even considering throwing the next HOH competition. Because she doesn't want to be in a situation where she's got to put people up on the block and show her cards. So Tina's like, I'm going to wait and see what it is. If it's something that she knows that she has no chance of winning, she's probably going to throw it. But if it's something that she feels like she has a shot at, she's going to try and win it. Oh my God. So then they discuss their plans for next week, and they agree if anybody from the Oddballs wins HOH, they need to put up Ty and Jed. That's a big move. Tina says it's the only option, and somebody's got to make that move. She says she will do it if she wins HOH. Can you imagine the mayhem if Tina's the one to do that when she was, like, in the Sunsetters with them? That'd be freaking wild. But Tina says if you're going to take a shot at those guys, you got to put them up together because you can't risk one of them winning the power veto and saving the other, which is true. When you're going up against two big guys like that, you got to put them up together. Or even, like, just when you're going after a duo in general, you have to put two up together. So later on, most of the house guests were playing this, like, question game for a while. It was basically like Truth or Dare, but just the truths. Not a ton of game talk last night. I think they're all probably exhausted and, like, burnt out from the craziness of the first few weeks where they've just been going nonstop with the gaming. So, like, I think we can let them have one night of just fun. But there was some late night game talk between Ty, Beth, and Jed. They were strategizing in the backyard, and they're talking about how they want LaToya to stay. They feel like LaToya is going to be better for their games moving forward. They're worried that Kiefer can't handle this game. You know, there's been a lot of talk about Kiefer wanting to go home and wanting to go back to his family. And they say they're going to be pissed if LaToya goes this week and then Kiefer ends up self-evicting down the line anyway. That would be very annoying. I'm just getting a lot of, like, Carol flashbacks. So, yeah, they seem to think that LaToya is going to stay this week. They are delusional! Oh, my God. So, their plan moving forward, they do not want to keep going back and forth, trading blows with Kyle and Ro, while these, like, middle players, like these players that are playing the middle, Victoria, Tina, and Tara just slide right through. So Jed says if Victoria was smart, she would have let me take LaToya down this week. I'm pretty sure you could have done that if you wanted to. But, and he's saying, and then she would put up Tara as the replacement nominee. How would that be smart for Victoria? What? Maybe for your game, not for Victoria. But he says that would have been no blood on her hands. And what? You would have targeted her next anyway. So, yeah, it seems like they still don't realize that LaToya is Victoria's real target this week. Okay, I gotta say, Victoria has been very consistent with her fake reasons for why she needed LaToya to stay up on the block and, like, that she wants Kiefer to go. But, like, are these people not actually looking at the reasons that Victoria is giving and just saying, like, this is insane? Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, LaToya has to be her target this week. It's crazy. But they are not making that connection. So they're also talking about how, again, they want to hold off on the whole bloodbath that would ensue if the guys start going after each other. So they do not want to put Kyle and Ro up on the block if they win HOH next week. They say Victoria is their next target, and the guys are saying if they win HOH, they'll put up Tina and Tara and pull one down with the power veto and put up Victoria. I'm sorry, this seems so dumb to me. I mean, I guess they don't realize how official the other side has become and that Victoria is working with Kyle and Ro. So, like, shots are being fired here, but they are just not getting that. They're all wrapped up in their own Sunsetters drama, and they're missing some major plot points here. So this morning, Kiefer and Tina were chatting in the Expedia room, and Kiefer says Jed, Ty, and Beth have already told him that they're voting to keep LaToya this week. Oof, that's gotta hurt hearing that coming from your own allies. In a way, it's good that they're telling him ahead of time so he can, like, plan accordingly. But that can't be good, hearing that from your allies. So Tina is encouraging him to campaign to the others, campaign to everybody else, because a lot can happen in the next few days. She knows that Kiefer has the votes to stay, but it doesn't seem like she wants to tell him straight up, because she's worried, especially with Kiefer, who has, like, such a big mouth. She doesn't need it getting around that she's telling him that he's safe this week. So, Tina asks him what his plans are in the future weeks, and Kiefer says he would still be loyal to the Sunsetters. But he knows now that he's expendable to them. They're ready to cut him loose this week. So why be loyal? What? I don't know. But Kiefer says, that being said, he wants to work closer with Tina and Tara. That would be, like, his main alliance, and if he were to win HOH, he would target Rohan. Kiefer is still upset about that whole pantry showdown from after the nomination ceremony with Kyle and Ro. I'm pretty sure they both apologized to him, but for some reason Kiefer was only accepting Kyle's apology and not Ro's. Like, he kept cutting Ro off and, like, telling him he didn't want to talk about it when Ro was trying to apologize. Like, it was really weird, but he is not happy with Ro at this point. So then Tara joins them, and she says, I think that Jed and Ty are gonna be very surprised about how this vote shakes out. I can just see it now. Like, this might be one of those who flipped situations a la Fessy. But Tara is like, I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm not voting you out. So, of course, Tara's like, don't tell anybody that, you know, you're probably staying this week. Is Kiefer going to be able to keep this a secret, though? Or do you think he's going to, like, open his big mouth and ruin this for himself? It's totally possible. You never know what could happen. But Kiefer wants to solidify their alliance, and he came up with a name already and everything. He wants them to be called pre-90s because they were all born before 1990. That's fun. Yeah, so then the feeds went down for like 3 hours, and I believe it was related to the skip the dishes, take a break from slop thing. So it sounds like Brayden got to skip the slop for a meal. Not for the rest of the week. But dang, he's getting all sorts of treats. I mean, he got the Wendy's meal, he got to skip the slop, so he's doing good this week. But then it got a little bit crazy again this afternoon because Victoria was talking to Ty and Jed in the HOH room, and she's not satisfied with just, like, getting LaToya out this week. She's now trying to sow some seeds of doubt about Beth with the guys. They were talking about, like, being, like, finessed by people in real life in, like, relationships and stuff, and Victoria's like, speaking of finessing, like, y'all need to watch out for Beth. So she said, I'll give you guys more details later on in the week. I just, you know, I want a game-free day. Oh my god. So she says that Beth is playing too hard. She's playing both sides. She's trying to set up multiple final twos with her, Austin, and Brayden. And she said there's a lot more about Beth, but I don't want to get into it right now. Like, you guys should just not trust her. Victoria's hilarious. So, of course, the guys want her to get into this more. They want to hear all the dirt. So Victoria's like, I don't trust Beth. I won't be working with her in the future. And she lets them know. Okay, just to, like, precursor this. Remember the other day when it was, like, the 4-on-1 thing and Victoria was saying that she wanted them to all work together? It would be the 5 of them. Beth, Victoria, LaToya, Jed, and Ty. So Victoria lets them know that Beth was throwing someone from that group under the bus hard. And then just a few hours later or something, she was trying to make an alliance with that person. Which is true. She is referring to LaToya in this situation. Beth has said multiple times that she would, you know, it would be a good move to take out LaToya. And then she was trying to set up alliances with her. And I'm talking, like, outside of the Sunsetters. So Victoria says this can all be backed up. I also want to mention, like, she did not, in this conversation, mention that it was LaToya that she was talking about. So she was like, you're going to find that out later. So Victoria says all this information can be backed up by Austin and Brayden, but I don't want to blow up their games right now. Well, like, she doesn't want to blow them up at all, but she's saying, like, I don't want to bring them into this right now because I told them that we would wait to do this. She didn't. So she tells them also Beth is bringing info from one side to the other. She's trying to play both sides. And Victoria also swears to Ty, I was never actually going to put you up on the block as the replacement. That was just me trying to keep my nominations the same. And she says that if Jed did use the veto, she would have put up Beth in LaToya's place, which I believe. I think she would have put Beth up on the block. So Victoria says, you know what, I kind of regret us not doing that. And, you know, she would have loved Beth to be up on the block. I don't know that that's true for this week because I feel like Victoria still wants LaToya out. But Victoria promises to tell them everything after Thursday, after the eviction. She says, I have so much dirt on Beth. So then Victoria is also saying that Beth told her that she was the one that convinced Jed not to use the power veto. She was like trying to suck up to Victoria by telling her this. And Victoria's like, but I'm still going to blow up her game. They all had a little laugh about that. But Victoria tells them, like, keep your eyes and ears open. Pay attention to what Beth is doing. So honestly, like, a lot of the stuff that she was saying is true. Beth has been, like, really sneaky and, like, trying to set up all these side alliances and stuff. But I will say, like, I feel like Beth has been super loyal to Jed and Ty so far. So it's not like she's trying to get either one of them out from what I've seen. But she is being very sneaky and trying to set up, like, a lot of stuff. So after Jed and Ty are trying to process all this information in the OLG room, they're like, what the hell's going on? Is Beth playing us right now? Is Victoria playing us? Like, what's the deal? So, yeah, they're not sure if this info is true or not. A lot of it is. But they are shooketh. So then, of course, Beth walks in, and they're talking about the vote this week and everything. They still think that Kiefer is going to be the one leaving. And they say that they're going to be pissed if LaToya goes. Get ready to be pissed unless something changes. So they're also not happy with Tina. Beth is saying it's clear now that Tina's not with them anymore because she was talking about targets with Tina and Tina didn't want to name anyone. They felt like that was really sus. And, you know, also Tina did not go to bat for them this week. She did not try at all to keep them off the block. So Jed says again that he will put up Tina and Tara if he wins HOH, and now he's saying that Tina would be the target. Okay, eventually, I mean, I guess that's kind of fair because Tina's saying that she would put up Jed and Ty, right? So they are going after each other now. But eventually Beth leaves, and the guys continue to try and figure out the truth. Is Beth lying to us? And Jed asks, is Beth this good of a liar? And then Ty's like, could she be? She said she's a Christian. So they crack up about that. It was very funny. Yeah, they talk about it for a while, and they haven't really come to a decision yet, but they seem to be leaning more towards Victoria making this stuff up. But honestly, like, a lot of this stuff is true. So we've got 2 days left until the eviction. For some reason, the feeds have been down again for a while now. I don't know what's going on. Could be some sort of a TikTok thing. Could be, you know, something sponsor related because they have a lot of commitments to fulfill. But who knows? So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. And until tomorrow, much love.